I'm going to get you to do what's possible with this one. But yeah, thanks guys for what you've shared today, because it's been, it's a lot of stuff I don't know, and seeing someone enthusiastic about it is something I get really going with. It's like, well, what is that? And I want to keep asking questions, so thanks for that, guys. Before I start, has anyone ever been to one of the events we've had on an evening? Like when we had the comedy gigs last year, or performances we've had here? Well, my first experience, you have, working those
I know, yeah.
it counts and doesn't. My first experience with the Folk House was actually performing a gig here. It was in, it was in 2000, so before anyone was born. I was with a band, I was playing bass in this band, and we were the headline act, basically. There was 4 acts playing, basically, and we were like, you know, the main thing, so we organised it and everything. And it was July 2000, and basically we got there, we were setting up, and we found out that basically one of the warm-up acts wasn't coming. And then we found out another warm-up act wasn't able to come, and all of a sudden it got really, really complicated. And to cut a long story short, from headlining the act to having to be the opening act on the grounds that no one else could play, and I had members of my family coming later and I going to play, sorry guys, and of course held hostage by the fact that our PA was there, and it's like, we've got to stay here, because one of the acts was a free-form jazz group, and I'm like, well, I'm into jazz, but this was kind of like, loud, 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 it emptied the place, and there's like 2 more acts to go, and I've got nothing to do, basically, and the bar shuts, because it went on really late. And then the last act, that play, was basically a congregation of the singer from one of the bands, the jazz act, and this, there was a pair of this basically a string duo, basically. And so basically it was a kind of a super group, which you didn't realise you wanted to see. They were great, but it was like, I went all thespian, because should have been me. So yeah, I'm Ben. I've been teaching. I've been a ukulele tutor here for 9 years, and it's been quite a ride. To be honest with you, some of those people I've tutored, I think I've been in contact with at least 100 people through sessions and so on, and who've been interested, and through our online stuff. And yeah, some people keep coming back, as in before, during, and after the pandemic. And without sounding big-headed, I mean this, that it's been life-changing for some people, genuinely. People have been growing in self-confidence, been growing in self-belief, and believing they could do something. Yes, it's a hobby, but it has changed people's lives. I mean, we do get a lot of retired people. It is a popular instrument, the
yeah, you're right.
ukulele.
It has, you know,
what we did upstairs earlier, yeah. I mean, you're someone who actually, we haven't got this up yet, but you wrote a song and we played it with one of our groups, a brand new song that we released online, which was brilliant. And I feel the therapeutic element of music, and I'm not just saying it as an airy-fairy way. There was a student I'd seen one-to-one, and she said, all right, it was before her 40th, and she's like, I really want to be able to play a musical instrument. And she was telling me her story of why she didn't play music. She played music with her granddad on the piano they had in the family home. And granddad passed away when he was 9, when she was 9. And the family went, right, you need piano lessons. You always play with granddad, let's do piano lessons. Tutor came round, about 6 months later, he said, please stop, you can't do that. Imagine a 9-year-old being told that's horrible. 6 months later, they got rid of the piano. So everything to do with her granddad, the music, granddad himself, everything just went. And she remembers being told, stop playing. And I've had that more than once, someone told, stop playing. And then someone comes along to these groups, and coming through the door is kind of a big challenge. And yet, something amazing happens. They join another group, they set up their own group, they start playing, they meet up with other people. It's an amazing story of what comes from coming to these groups. Again, I'm not boasting, this is something I see, and it happens in other groups. I'm thinking of a really lovely chap, David. I call him King David, because when we do YouTube videos, that's his YouTube name, basically. He's in his 80s, he's a retired chap, and he came to this group, and it was the first time we'd done anything musical, and then from there, he went to some of my gigs I do all over the place, He joined my group. It's funny. My first group in the community was in Oldham Common, which is bordering Cambridgeshire over there. And he was coming from the south of the city. He was taking 2 buses to come to this group, which is extraordinary. Guy in his 80s, lives on his own and no car, but he was wanting to do that and involved with the concerts there and so on. And still playing. He plays at the Bristol Ukulele Club Band, which is at the Coliseum by St Mary Redcliffe. And it's one of those stories where someone's social life has changed and their enthusiasm changed through a hobby later on in life. Again, someone told, that's not for you to, this is so me, I can't stop doing it. You know, and it's that kind of stuff. I really am excited by that. I was really fortunate during the lockdowns actually, because we carried on doing groups. This was online, and I think about 20 people through the lockdowns I was able to tutor. One time, someone was from Hampshire. Their wife was based in Bristol. He worked NHS, the other side of the country, and was able to be part of this thing. We were able to be a community of people together playing and doing something together, which was a tough time when you feel so isolated. And again, it's the power of music, the power of art, where you're together despite things being, you know, whether it be trouble, difficult, unfocused. I mean, we all struggled, and genuinely, people are able to connect. We were able to connect in some sort of way. We had to be creative, and we did. And I'm grateful the Folk House kind of came up with these ideas. I'm going to have to talk about my history. Okay, so I bought my first ukulele. It was Thursday, the 1st of March, 2001. I know this because basically it was my birthday. I'm a leapling, so it was my 25th or my 5 1/4 birthday if we're counting. I was 12 this year, if that makes any sense. Do not do the maths. My wife drove me down to Mickleborough. Do you know Mickleborough on Stones Croft?
Yeah.
They're actually going to knock it down and rebuild it because there's a flat complex that's coming again. And went there and chose something like this one. And yeah, just because it was a month before our son was born, our son Jake. And I thought it would be nice to just play around. I play guitar and bass. And so when I hold it like this, I just want to play. It's like, I get really boring. So I just played around with it for years. You know, it was just something. What I love about it is you watch TV, you get bored, ad break, go up, play around, TV shows back on, and so on. And then about 6, 7 years afterwards, no, not that, 10 years afterwards, a friend of mine sold me online. Well, all right, I'll explain. So there was a charity auction for a cancer charity, and she says, great, you can do ukulele lessons. It's like, okay, sure. And then I met with a mum whose daughter wanted to learn. This was in 2012 originally. And February 2012, because I have the anniversary on my Facebook. And then that became something else, and I spoke about that. And about 3 years later, I was invited up. One of my students, Jenny Drew. Does anyone know Jenny Drew? Normally there's a yes, but she's a bit of a, she knows a lot of people than I kind of do. We have similar silent circles, as it were. And so she says, Ben, you've got to do this. You know when someone talks to you and it's all in caps in a message? Yeah, that was the message. For crying out loud, go here. And Ella, who was your post actually, Sophie, wasn't it? She showed me around, and it was amazing because it's one of those times where someone had self-belief. So Ella had belief in me, Jenny was like, you have got to do this, this is made for you. And 9 years later, I'm still here, which is a real blessing. So yeah, my wife bought my first ukulele for my birthday, and Jenny's been a huge part of my life still. We still do, we're still on adventures, definitely, Jenny and I. So I'm grateful for this instrument, this and all my instruments. I got about 15, something like that. 4 of them live here, actually. I've got so many, and we had many requests, haven't we, about people who, I don't have one. It's like, don't worry, take your pick. But some of the adventures I've been on, I mean, it's things like I was asked to play a set of Morrissey songs for Christmas on one of the boats at Bristol Harbour. Very specific request. I played Queen and Barry White for a surprise 50th. That was with Jenny Drew. I did a workshop in, what's the name of the village? Back of Beyond in Somerset. That was, it's like half an hour from Taunton, and I don't know where it is. It was funny afterwards. The maid of honour's husband was Peter, and his name is P.G. Bell. He's a child's author, and I know this because I work in a library. He's got this whole collection, The Train of Unknown Consequences, and something like that. You'll find it. He's like quite a popular author. It was extraordinary. What else was that? Oh yes, and that was a bachelorette party, and I also played Rapper's Delight on a steam train. I'll go into that some other time maybe. But I've been fortunate with the kind of people I've been able to meet as well. And this is what's lovely, because I've been playing, well, tutoring ukulele for about 11 years, and I've met some amazing people. One of my best friends is Charlotte Ukulele, and Charlotte Lely. She's in quite a few of my videos. She's been in my band, my old bands, and we've done videos. And to be honest, she saved my life quite a few times. And you know, a lifelong friend, her family have accepted me. And Jenny I'll go on about because she's amazing. I've got to show you this actually. She went on a hardware kind of course that she actually passed on, first engraving she ever done, and it was for my birthday. It says, you know, my stage name, Ukulele Band, which she came up with, by the way. And she made a drink for me actually. So, sorry, this is a hip fast. She's in the Netherlands at the moment, and she made me a drink. It's a Dutch drink. It's called Courage. And, thank you very much, Jenny. There's quite a few other people, really, but certainly in terms of the folk house, I mean, it's been a part of my life. I mean, Thursdays during school term, I've been here. And I've had some really difficult times where we're coming out of the pandemic and not so many people were coming, and my confidence went down quite a bit. But now we have a group of, about 8 people now, coming along?
7, yeah.
7, and it's been brilliant, and we're talking really committed people, and that means a lot. And yeah, so I'm really grateful for the groups I've led and the people that come along, who keep coming along. Certainly with my Christmas workshops, that's when I get, you have no idea how excited I get about it. So it's been like 8 years of me going, what new Christmas songs can I go for? And there's like one straight away, always. I was playing White Christmas yesterday, for crying out loud. For someone who has dementia, she was talking about Rosemary Clooney. He goes, she was in the film White Christmas, and all of a sudden, when you work with, I mean, I was talking to you about the therapeutic side of music and art and so on, the fact that you spark something comes alive with music, and suddenly that somebody, whether they have a neurological condition or not, are taken to some other place, and it is beautiful. It's genuinely beautiful. Or someone who might be locked in some sort of way, whether it be in a depression or with dementia, you're locked into a different world, and suddenly someone sparks, opens up, moves you. It's wonderful. I've seen it also with my library work. Every week I tend to play ukulele in the library during opening hours, sometimes for the elderly, sometimes for people who don't go out much, most of the time for children. And again, it just builds this excitement. I like playing, where is it? My piccolo ukulele. It's just like, yeah, I got this for Christmas. I've had one before. Christmas, did I say that at Christmas? I love Christmas. I'm trying to think, I don't want to miss out too many things. Oh, and I've got to sort of underline, my wife buys a lot of these ukuleles for me. Ukuleles, banjoleles, bass ukuleles. I'm very easy to buy, as long as it's a musical instrument, go for it. It's fun when I speak to students about my wife. You mean? She's the lady who I sing it on, and you know, I come home and I get really excited, and then she's just person goes shh. Normally I've woke her up, going, hey, oh, this thing, shh. And that's how my students know her. And I also got to thank my son Jake, who he's not really into ukulele, but I'm just you know, he likes hearing the stories and he still wants to hang out with me, and I've got to celebrate these things, you know, as a parent, you know, it's just amazing, and he's part of this amazing journey, and he's, you know, benefited and seen what happens with something as like this. This is Shirley, who does the, I want to say crochet classes here. She came along to one of my, we did the open day. Who was involved in the open day? Did anyone come along? It's a shame. It was a good time. It was a good time. I nearly played, but when I was about to play, everyone had left, which was, do you know, it's not the first time I've turned up and no one was there. I did a harvest festival one time. Oh God, yeah. There was a harvest fundraiser in Abston. Abston is in Pucklejerk sort of way. And it's basically, they had their meal and they had the raffle, and I'm up to play at 9 in the evening. It's nothing really, but it's full of older people, and as I start playing, everyone's going home. They're getting their taxis and going home because it's 9 o'clock, it's a bit much, and you know, Casualty's still on. I've got to get back for the end of Casualty. So, yeah, so I finish, and there's about 6 people clearing up. I'm thinking, well, all right, I got paid, but you know, it's not it's not a confidence booster. Yeah, that's been what my life's been like. I mean, I've some of these really crazy stories. I played in a it was a farmer's Christmas do, and we were told we're going to be playing in a barn. I thought, well, that sounds nice. It wasn't a barn; it was a tractor garage with this corrugated iron. What do you call it, roof. It's just made out of iron. It's basically a field and a massive open door with wind going through it. And you know, like you have the back of a stage and it's normally like a wall, right? This was just a rope halfway going across between you and I'd say an 8-foot drop at the back. I'm really clumsy, it's not working out, you know. We did okay, we froze to death. Again, as a musician, I got paid. But anyway, I've been talking too much. Is there anything you want to ask regarding ukulele or anything in particular?
Does anybody want to play a ukulele?
Yeah, does everyone...
How many have you got to go round?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. Want to play?
Try the piccolo.
Oh, please, yeah.
Yeah, but if genuinely, if your string breaks, say the day before the lesson, do you generally, you don't normally have a spare, do you? No,
sometimes.
No, you just have to get a higher one from the shop.
Do you want to play? It's okay. It's okay. No, do you want to give it a go?
No, I think the thing to do is to go into